Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you guys an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stayed for a while, and click the subscribe button. I'm on the journey of hopefully reaching 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2021, and you can help me out by clicking the subscribe button. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you guys more than you know. So as you can see by the title of the video, I'm going to share some items that some of my favorite YouTubers, well, I should say beauty YouTubers, there is only one exception, but they pretty much influenced me into purchasing these items. So I wanted to share what these items were and if they were a hit or if they just straight out steered me wrong. So if that sounds like something you would like to see, then just go ahead and keep on watching. All right guys, so I made a little list in my notes on my iPhone, and the very first product we're going to start with is the Dior Backstage Powder. This little thing right here. This is in the shade 2N Neutral, and the influencer, so as you can see, it's a very lightweight powder. I didn't think I was going to love this, especially because I typically don't like to use pressed powder on my face because I don't want to add more coverage to my foundation, but this is so light that it doesn't. So I actually ended up loving this, and I have BabsBeauty to thank for this. She just raves about this all the time. She probably mentions this in every single one of her videos, but I definitely have her to thank for this. I am loving it, and it was worth the money. The next item is the Armani Foundation, and this I have Patty Alonso to thank for. I believe she did a sponsored video for Sephora, and she ended up purchasing this foundation because she had been wanting to try it for a while and just couldn't, you know, I think it's like $65. She just couldn't pay the money, so she got a sponsored video and was able to purchase some things for the video, so she went ahead and purchased this, which is super smart of her. And I have my best friend to thank for me to be able to purchase this because she gifted me a Macy's gift card, and I ended up purchasing this with that gift card. I essentially didn't pay anything, but it's okay because I absolutely love this foundation. It is what I'm wearing today. Oh yeah, by the way, the Dior powder I also have on today. It just leaves my skin looking so beautiful. I have like small little breakouts going on right here. I don't know if it's because that time of the month is coming or because I've been kissing my babies a lot and they're teething really bad right now, so they always have like saliva and like sloppy mess on them. So I don't know if it's that or both, but you can't even really see that right now, you know? And yeah, this foundation, it's beautiful. I do not regret one bit purchasing this. It is like absolutely beautiful. I picked up the shade 5.9. The next item is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Brow Cheat. So this is the one that is thinner out of the two. The reason I really love this is because it is the smoothest and softest brow pencil that I have ever worked with. Now, I haven't tried all of them out there, but out of the ones that I have tried, this, the first time I used it, I was like, wow, that was so easy to just draw out and blend out. I'm like shocked at how amazing this is. It's only $25 and it's refillable. So yeah. I do have it on right now. I accidentally picked up the shade, I think this is Natural Black. So I think what happened is whoever picked this up decided they weren't going to get it and they put it back, but they put it back in the wrong slot. I wanted to get the shade Dark Brown and I picked this up, but it's the Natural Black, which is fine because it's a refillable one. So the refill, I'm just going to purchase my correct shade. But I don't think they look too bad. I do have it on right now and I do think they look pretty snazzy. The next item has actually been raved about by two of my favorite beauty influencers, and that is Patty Alonso and Morgan Turner, and that is the Pat McGrath Under Eye Powder. I got it in the shade medium. She has a translucent, a medium, and a deep, I believe. This powder is $30. So this is one of the ones where it wasn't 100% hit. When I first apply this on my under eyes, I actually feel like it makes them look extra dry. And then once it has some time to settle in, so like 5 minutes later, then it's when I see the blurring effect that they talk about. I don't know if it's just my under eyes specifically. I have tried it with different concealers, so it's not the concealer that I'm using because it happens every time. Yeah, I think my under eyes just don't really like this too much. Or maybe I should have picked up the shade Translucent. But it's an okay powder. It's not amazing, like, I don't want to say they claim it to be, but like it's working for them, I should say. It's just, for me personally, it's not working as amazing as it does for them, which is a shame, you know, because it's so finely milled. The next things that I'm going to talk about is Kkw Beauty. And for Kkw Beauty, I have Allie Glines to thank. Anything Kkw Beauty, she has steered me towards too. She is the reason why I purchased my first Kkw Beauty item, and that was the So Fire eyeshadow palette. It wasn't that specific palette that she raved about, but she did rave about a couple of her palettes when I decided to purchase that palette. But today specifically, we're going to talk about the Kkw Beauty mascara. But yeah, she definitely likes this mascara. She made me buy it. And I love this mascara as well. So she did not steer me wrong with this one. Yeah, I am really enjoying this. All right, the next item is the bronzer stick by Nudestix in Bondi Bay, and this I purchased because of one of the fitness influencers that I follow on Instagram and who I also watch here on YouTube, which is simply Mander. By the way, I'll go ahead and link down below all of the influencers that I do mention in this video. But yeah, she raves about this bronzer, and I can definitely see why. Even though it is a tiny bit warm, it's not super warm like the Anastasia Beverly Hills, which I feel is a little too warm. I mean, it's tolerable and I'll still use it, but this one, I don't know what it is about it. It just looks so natural and so beautiful, and I think it's definitely worth what it costs, which I think is like $34. All right, the next items are single shadows, and this I have Taylor Wynn to thank for. She actually raved about the L'Oreal little single shadows. They just looked so nice when she mentioned it. I think it was in one of her favorites video that I had to go and pick one up. And I mean, they're fairly cheap. So then I also went ahead and picked up this Maybelline one, which is like a cream one. It reminds me of like the Hourglass and the Charlotte Tilbury ones. And also these small little single shadows by Moira. These are great. Like the shimmer, the glitter in here is just, beautiful. Like, you see that? Gorgeous. And they're $7. So Taylor Wynn for the win on the single shadows and getting me back into them. All right, the next item is something that actually was raved about by Saaammage. Her name is Sam, but her channel is called Sam, like with 3 or 4 A's, Mitch, and BabsBeauty, and that is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. This is such a beautiful everyday eyeshadow palette where you can create any type of everyday look that you can think of. I definitely feel like this palette could be a staple in a lot of people's makeup routine. It is just the perfect palette for all skin types because of all the brown tones in here. I love it. I have only used it 2 or 3 times, but if I did my makeup every day, this is probably what I would pick up. All right, the next, I guess, makeup brand that I'm going to mention, I have Morgan Turner and Patty Alonso to thank for this, and that is Pat McGrath Labs. So I definitely have to blame them for me now absolutely loving almost anything that is Pat McGrath. I have definitely purchased this one and I think another Mothership palette. I have a quad. I have blushes, like the new blush releases that she just did. This is Nymphette. It's what I'm wearing right now. Yeah, I have them to thank for my Pat McGrath purchases. Yeah, Pat McGrath is an amazing brand. The eyeshadow quality is absolutely amazing. I mean, if you really want to invest in a luxury brand eyeshadow palette, Pat McGrath is the way to go 100%. All right, the next thing, this was actually a surprise and it's not like a high-end or luxury brand type of thing. And that is the BH Cosmetics Travel Series eyeshadow palettes, specifically the Paris one. This is the Passion in Paris. This I have Morgan Turner to thank. She has definitely featured a couple of their eyeshadow palettes from the Travel Series in some of her favorite videos, and I think like summer palettes or something like that, but she has mentioned quite a few. Such a gorgeous palette. I did do a video, I think I did 2 or 3 looks and I did some swatches. I will link it down below, but this eyeshadow palette performed so beautifully. Like, it's honestly surprised me. The quality of this palette is better than I remember when I tested BH Cosmetics. I think it was like 2 years ago. So if you see one of the Travel Series eyeshadow palettes from BH Cosmetics on sale, pick it up. You might actually love it and be shocked at how awesome the quality of these shadows are. All right, the next thing is the Nudestix Brow Gel. So this originally was, I think, with, I want to say their brow pencil. Like, it has the gel on one side and the brow, like where you fill in your brows, on the other. And Kathleenlights raved about this gel, saying that it is the only thing that works for her eyebrows and that she really wished Nudestix would just do like a brow gel without the other side. And so they did, and here it is. And I purchased it and it's okay. It's not great. The component itself, like, this thing has popped up quite a couple of times. It also, like, too much comes out and it's goopy, and it has definitely messed up my brows a couple of times. So this one for sure is not worth it for me. It just doesn't work as amazing as she said it would. It just doesn't. That was not a win, which sucks because I love Kathleenlights and she has some very amazing suggestions. All right, the next thing I'm going to mention is the Nars Concealer. I do have a mini one, but I love this, and if I finish this off, then I will have to purchase the full size one. But this I have Genevieve to thank for. She raves and raves and raves about this. It is her like #1 concealer. I think Nars in general is definitely one of her top brands, but for sure she has raved about this so many times, and she is the reason why I purchased this, and it is an amazing item. I have the shade Custard here, and it's what I'm wearing right now, and it is absolutely beautiful. It is hydrating. It doesn't cake. It doesn't like go into my fine lines. It's just, it's a great concealer, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is another concealer, and this I have Allie Glines to thank for, and it is the Hourglass Concealer. It's the Vanish Concealer. So I definitely purchased a small one because the full-size concealer is also not cheap, just like the Nars one. And I wanted to make sure that I liked it before I actually committed to a full size. Well, this formula is absolutely amazing too. Even though Hourglass does have issues with being inclusive and making sure to have a good amount of range when it comes to their products, they definitely need to work on that for sure. But this concealer is actually really, really, really good, and I am super stoked that I purchased this because I'm really enjoying it. And also if I finish that, I will definitely have to purchase a full-size one. All right, the next thing is another base product, and it is the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. Taylor Wynn recently featured this, I think, in a favorites video, and I love this. The only problem is that I did get a shade that's a little bit too dark. This is in 160, which is Warm Desert, but still absolutely amazing. The finish, wow. Like, wow, absolutely gorgeous. I will probably have to purchase another shade that I can mix this in with because it's just that good, and it's only $7. Yeah. All right, the next thing I'm going to mention, I have Patty and Alonso to thank for, and it is the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. I think she featured this recently in one of her favorites video. I think it was, I'm not sure, like a monthly favorites. So I decided to purchase a small version of it to test it out, and I definitely feel like it is a good one. I've only used it like 3 times. I have it on right now, and I do feel like my base is looking pretty awesome right now. So yeah, I think this is also a winner. Okay, we just have 2 more things to mention, and the first one is going to be anything Charlotte Tilbury, and I actually have Morgan Turner to thank for that. I only brought a couple of items, so like the Look of Love palette, the under eye powder, I bought the mini one, the Flawless filter, I bought this in shade 4.5. Yeah, I definitely have been enjoying all of my Charlotte Tilbury items. I did do a full face of First Impressions Charlotte Tilbury. I will link the video down below if you want to check it out. But yeah, Charlotte Tilbury, I am now a big, huge fan, and I cannot wait to just keep familiarizing myself with her formula, with her brand, with just everything. I did already mention the brow pencil thanks to Patty Alonso, but I'm going to mention the palette Look of Love. I have definitely used this quite a bit. This shade actually is Shattered, but I hope you can tell that I have definitely given some love to this palette. It is a gorgeous palette. I love it. It's worth the $75. I did use the bronzer from this palette today. It's gorgeous. And the famous Charlotte Tilbury powder. I did also purchase a mini version of it. This is in number 1 Fair, and I believe the one in this palette is more on like the medium side, but it's darker than the Fair, and I like using the Fair for my under eyes. But yeah, I have definitely purchased other items from Charlotte Tilbury and I love all of them. Like, I love all of them. Okay, and last but not least is going to have to be Miss Natasha Denona. I actually heard about Natasha Denona, I want to say maybe 2 years ago when I was first getting back into makeup and starting this whole YouTube channel like journey. And my first Natasha Denona purchase was the Sunset palette, and I actually purchased this on sale. My sister was working at Sephora at the time. This is what it looks like. You can definitely tell I have given this palette some love. It is a gorgeous palette. Every time I do my eyeshadow with this palette, love the way it looks. Like, you could tell I am a warm tones kind of girl. I am wearing the bronzed palette on my eyes today. This one, I believe both Morgan Turner and Patty Alonso mentioned in one of their favorites, or like top neutral palettes, I think, or in one of those rating or favorites videos. But I have both of them to thank for me loving Natasha Denona now, because everything I have purchased, this one is a new purchase, so I only used it once today, but this eye look is pretty warm and pretty smoky, and I am loving it. And a purchase that I also made when she was having a sale, I want to say it was for 4th of July, I think, is this little blush palette. It's called the Bloom Face Glow palette. This is what she looks like, and I actually use every single shade in this palette. I don't use this as actual highlighter. I actually mix these two and use it as blush. It looks absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I have more items, of course, from Natasha Denona, like some mini palettes, but every single thing that I have purchased from Natasha Denona, I have absolutely loved. And I have Morgan and Patty to thank for that, because they rave about Natasha Denona a lot. And I think that is everything. Yeah. Oh my God. So many great items here, right? I think there was only 2 like products, and everything else I absolutely love. I would love to know what are some items that some beauty influencers have influenced you into purchasing, and if you loved it or you hated it. Because as you can see, I have purchased a lot recently because some of my favorite influencers have influenced me. Well, all right, guys, I would love it if you gave this video a big old thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would definitely help me out in the algorithm and hopefully bringing some new fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking the subscribe button. I would love to have you. We are so close to 500 subscribers. Oh my gosh, I can almost taste it. I really want to bless someone soon with the goodies in the giveaway. As soon as we hit 500 subscribers, I will be doing that giveaway. So yeah, so help me out. Subscribe. All right, guys, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.